Welcome to Modern Musings, conversations with the maiden, mother, and crone, looking at ourselves and the world from the lens of the 21st century. Hello, and welcome back. I'm Amber Garvin, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Cindy Murray and Kristen Hessler.
Hello.
Hi.
And today we are talking about home decor. Now, I'm not exactly sure why we're talking about home decor. No, not really.
That was your topic.
Okay, so, currently I am moving into a new house. And, it's, I'm moving in with my fiance finally, even though we're about to get married. But I'm moving in with my fiance, and, we have to mesh our decor. And we're finding
it really challenging.
Yeah, we're finding it a little difficult because Kristen told me the other day that my decor style is weirdcore, and I didn't even know what that meant. What is weirdcore, Kristen?
Oh man, it's like almost like surreal. Like if you think of Salvador Dali's painting with the melty clock.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's, to me, that is kind of like the start of weirdcore, into like mainstream.
Okay, I used to have a dolly clock.
Yeah, see, you always found joy in the obscure and the oddities, and you're not afraid of pops of color. And I feel like all of those kind of things do fall into weirdcore. Ashley has a pair of earrings that I'm like, that's weirdcore. It's a little UFO. They're like acrylic. It's like a UFO, and it's beaming up a cow. And they're like dangle earrings. That to me is weirdcore. Also, you have a melty zombie popsicle sticker on your computer. That's also weirdcore.
Yes, I do have some weirdcore stickers for sure.
What's the name of that grocery store thing that Dad likes? It's like a art exhibit.
Meow Wolf is the owner.
Meow
Omnimart.
Everything Omnimart. Okay, Omnimart.
Omega Mart.
Omega Mart. Sorry. Okay, we'll link that so you guys can take a look at Omega Mart.
And we can link Meow Wolf also. They're about to open one in our area.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about that. So yeah, that's weirdcore. So it's just a a style or an aesthetic.
Okay,
I
can see that.
Steampunk is, I guess, one. Cottagecore, is an aesthetic too. It can
farmhouse, I guess.
Is it that is an aesthetic? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I totally think your style is weirdcore meets a little goth.
Okay.
Or maybe a little half and half.
Jason's is horror core for certain. He has memorabilia from his favorite horror movies up all over his house currently. So, like, machetes signed by the original guy that played Jason hanging up on his house. So it's going to be an interesting aesthetic push together. Which, I mean, I guess you're right. I know we talked about our collections a while back in an episode, and I talked about how I like teapots, weird, obscure teapots. Like I have one shaped like a broccoli, and then I have a bunch of Toby mugs, which are weird heads. So I can see where you're coming from with the whole weird core thing. What about you, Cindy? What's your aesthetic?
Stuff.
Well, I use different aesthetics in different rooms. So, it's kind of unusual in of itself because most people stick with a theme throughout their whole house. But I have
That's boring.
All of my rooms have their own kind of theme. So, my living room is kind of a cross between a tropical, like beach house kind of bungalow-ish feel, but also with pops of Asian things, like I have a really nice mahjong set and some Asian artwork and things like that. So My bedroom has a lot more Asian themed things in it, but it's less beach core type and more of a really warm, dark, dark wood furniture, dark and warm, and
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if there is a theme for it, because there is, like I said, this set of like artwork that's Asian themed, and I have like a meditation corner that has like an altar and a big tapestry on the wall and things like that. But also, like the dressers and the furniture are very traditional, dark wood furniture. And so it's just, it's kind of an eclectic mix of things. And then one of my other rooms is like very, cottagey, girly, kind of old fashioned. There's some antiques in there, and the colors are all pastels. And so my whole house is very, very different.
Okay.
I'm the same way. I feel like I mood swing a lot with what I like to see around me. And I go from like this really like sterile white and clean like looking place, like somewhere between farmhouse and like new like IKEA, but very white, to crazy like comfy, cozy Moroccan gypsy type.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, I want both, and they're like the opposite. Because
I like
why not have both?
I like the mixture of the
very
Mediterranean with the Asian things, maybe some North African things like that. I have some things like that. In
I
my
get
collection.
that. Like,
and then my husband likes Western cowboy stuff, so
and rock and roll.
Yeah, it's very challenging.
I can see that. I would say that the style that I like is, and there's a trend on TikTok right now called maximalist decor. So I would say that the style that I like, that I strive for, is bright colors. And so maximalist is like high contrast colors, lots of personality, bold art pieces. And that is definitely like what I would love to eventually have, like an assault on the senses, maybe. Maybe not that crazy, but like lots of personality and lots of colors.
Right. That's why I like the gypsy kind of thing. Like I think of gypsy like, like the caravan wagon kind of style, like
yeah.
Yeah,
button cushions.
I like the pops of color too, and that my kitchen has a lot of like reminiscent of saltillo tiles and hand painted Mexican ceramic pieces and things like that. And I'm working on carrying that out to my patio, kind of having that kind of little taste of Mexico there with bright reds and bright yellows and stuff like that, and which is really a big contrast to, like I said, my living room is a very pale tropical blue with white trim. The bookshelves are all painted white. I have natural wood floors that are like a beech wood or beech birch. I'm not sure what. It's really light, and that. There's hardly any paintings on the wall or anything in there. It's just very simple, and there's plants and white curtains, and it's just very, very calming. And I think that's the thing about my aesthetic, is that I want the room to have the personality of the emotions that I want to feel in those rooms. And my living room is a very calm and peaceful and welcoming place, where I like to relax, and I want people to feel comfortable in there. And like my kitchen is a very busy place, where that's where we gather and we talk a lot. And so it is bright and vibrant, and my bedroom is dark and peaceful and very cozy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the color symbolism episode.
It really does. And I have a lot of dark colors, like jewel tones, blacks, browns, and gold in my bedroom. And it just keeps it really warm and cozy in there. And then with the light colors on the wall in the living room, it's just cool and calm and yeah.
And that's how, like, I kind of want to decorate the bedroom whenever I officially move in, is like kind of like a calm type color. I bought a blue celestial looking comforter, and I want to put gray curtains up, and the furniture in there is going to be like a dark wood furniture, so I want it to be nice and calm. I just need to figure out like kind of what I want to do with the living room. I know Jason really likes the color red, but I'm not really into blood red as a decor, horrorcore, right? So he really likes blood red, and I'm not really into that as a decor. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the living room, because his whole house has like this really ugly carpet.
So with the maximal core, was it maximalist core, when I was looking at little videos of that on TikTok, I noticed the walls were like galleries, but they were very tightly
arranged,
like a gallery wall.
Right.
Yes.
So why don't you take one of your gallery walls that you would have in your living room and paint it that red, because that's a pretty in thing, or it was.
Red walls.
Like paint the whole wall red.
My mother-in-law had a red wall.
Yes, just
like
one
a red
wall.
accent wall. Okay.
Yes, paint
but
one
then
accent
turn
wall
it into
and
your gallery wall.
Cover it with all the things, so you get a
You get
little
like
bit
an
of red.
Inch or two of
in
red
between.
around the pictures or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about painting walls. Now that's definitely going to be a big project. That
It really isn't, though. I mean,
it's not that bad.
when you're talking about one wall, you're just gonna get a couple paint rollers and
maybe a little brush to do your corners.
that kind of
or
color too. You may only need like 2 layers.
Yeah.
I painted a whole bedroom one time, and I did it after work. I would go and paint. One night I painted 2 walls, and then I came back the next night and painted the other 2 walls. And then, so I broke it up because I didn't want to spend like hours doing it. It was like I was trying to pack and move and stuff.
And this
too.
was you by yourself, too.
And I was by myself, and I'd never painted a wall in my life. And so then, and I was like, I don't want to paint over wet paint, so I let it dry. And then I came back and I did the other side again, because it was like a hot pink wall, and I painted it gray. So I had to paint it
Grays
twice.
are very in colors.
See,
for
that's
walls and stuff
that's
right now,
definitely that's what I would ideally like the walls in the house to be, like a very like nice calmy gray color, like my current apartment. But it would definitely clash right now with the color of the floors.
What colors are your
Well,
floors?
I mean, like the carpet is like a really ugly brown color.
yeah.
Like a light brown, ugly, cheap carpet, falling apart color. And then the hardwood linoleum floors those are like, they're just a basic brown, really. Just brown. I don't like the color brown. I hate brown.
Well,
It's so 80s, yeah.
Linoleum,
I hate brown
everything was
floors.
brown when
linoleum
we were
is
growing
easy
up.
to replace. Carpet can come up. It's not that hard to replace.
Oh, yeah. The carpet eventually will have to be replaced because it's literally splitting in different parts of the house.
Well, and you're going to replace carpet anyways at some point if you guys plan on living there forever.
Yeah,
you
true.
know.
Yeah, it's eventually going to have to happen. So I'm going to say like the whole decor, reimagining, maximalist, cool thing is going to be like an ongoing project over the next couple of years for sure.
Yeah, I would think so. Being a maximalist, to curate all of those things.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I
but
have
but
the
those
things.
gray
It would
walls
just
with that
be
red accent wall would be stunning.
Yeah.
It would be. Yeah. And I wouldn't even worry about your carpet till you're ready to replace the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
I have my room, my bedroom is like really nice and warm. My spare bedroom is really nice warm colors, and the carpet is like a slate blue. I don't even notice it.
Yeah. You don't
pay attention
the
to it.
carpet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be replaced someday, but
Yeah, I think like the reason I pay a lot of attention to the carpet is that just because it's like falling apart, like it's shedding, so to speak. It's just a really weird carpet.
So, okay, it's a shaggy carpet, you said?
Yeah, it's a very shaggy, like falling apart type carpet.
Yeah, I had a house that we rented, and it was fairly new carpet, but it was shaggy, and the little yarns would come up from time to time. There would be like random yarns. That happens with animals.
Yeah.
They get futsy, and I think they do the little zippies or whatever, zoomies, whatever people call it.
Zoomies,
Yeah.
yeah. Futsy, we call it futsy.
Yeah, we call it futsy. But
I would ideally wouldn't like to have a lot of carpet, just because of animals.
you know what? In design, there's that look of the wood floor. That's what's
I
in.
love the
Everybody
wood.
wants the wood floor. And when you have the wood floor, some people are like, dang, I wish I had a little bit of carpet. Like, it's kind of nice to have something squishy under your feet, like when you wake
The
up.
rugs are nice.
Yeah, you gotta have a rug. Like, that's a design must.
I have a
if you're
rug.
gonna have hardwood floors, you gotta
Yeah,
have
you need to
rugs
have some
in some
accent
places.
rugs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that is the one thing that I miss having absolutely no carpet in our house, is that our dogs no longer have the joy of going zoomy. They do not zoom in our house because there's
Really?
no
because
traction.
they slip around.
Yeah, they slip around. They don't like it.
Now, see, mine still does, but she thinks it's funny to do it
Yeah.
on the hardwood floor.
That's all she knows.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, Aria stopped doing zoomies when we moved into this house, and we were there for a few months, and I was like, she hasn't, I thought she would love, because our hallway
running
goes,
around in that little
it's
donut.
a circle, yeah, and I thought, oh man, she's going to love that, and we would chase her around it, and she was kind of like, oh, okay, I don't like this. She doesn't like the running on it. She doesn't like to slip. So that's something like I would consider if I was like,
Yeah.
I like the
grand
idea that
scheme
you
of
was
a house.
talking about rugs, though. Like, maybe getting some nice rugs to cover this carpet. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can do that, absolutely. Or you could just rip the carpet up and clean
Ooh.
your concrete,
I
or
would love,
Yeah.
stain the concrete.
I love that.
Yes,
It's cold as heck, man,
Yeah.
and that will make your feet hurt. You think walking on wood and linoleum makes
it
your
is
feet
really
hurt.
hard on your feet.
It's hard on
but
your
Yeah.
feet, but man, it looks so cool
Yeah.
when they
buff it
stain it and
and
buff
paint
it.
it, and then they
Mhm.
stain it, and it looks really cool. It does, and I've seen that done a lot.
Yeah, I just don't think that I could live in that. Like, I used to teach on a concrete floor, and
Yeah.
it made my feet.
yeah,
all kinds
you
of
have
messed
to
up.
wear house shoes.
Yeah,
in that.
you'd have to wear shoes like all the time.
Our little linoleum wood floors that we have, I have to wear shoes like all day long. Even when I have just like my fuzzy socks on, I'm like, I kind of wish I had shoes on because I don't want my feet touching the hard ground. Just
Yeah,
it's cold.
yeah.
It
Well, and
makes
I have
bones in
I
my
have the
feet
same
cold.
problem with tile, because I have all the tile in my kitchen and dining area, or kitchen nook area,
Yeah.
and I have to wear shoes in there because it makes my feet hurt, because it's cold, and that cold just kind of radiates up through your feet.
Yeah, it makes your
And
legs
Yeah.
hurt.
makes your bones, your joints ache, and
Yeah.
and then just the weight of you on your feet on that hard surface,
Mm-hmm.
because even just the hard wood has at least a little give to it, and if you have carpet, then you have even more give. So, but the rugs are a great answer to whatever your status quo is, because when they get dirty, you can take them to have them cleaned. They're just easier to take care of than a carpet is, because a carpet is permanently installed and you can't do
Yeah.
anything with it. And that's nice.
And that's a cheap way to test
Oh, yeah.
out different colors or styles
Yeah.
too.
That too.
I mean,
too.
that's like, to me, that's a really good idea right there.
Mhm.
And then I can figure out what color of carpet maybe I want, or what doesn't go with what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you may decide that you like the rugs, just having the rugs,
Yeah, for sure.
Now I want a rug. See if my dog will run out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
You've
know,
got
in
room in your living
long-
room, a big one.
Yeah.
And
like a
maybe
long
even
runner rug.
you can put
down
a runner
the
down your hallway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was just thinking
Yeah,
about
my sister-in-law
that.
has those in her hallway.
Now, where to go for some cool rugs because it's not Walmart.
At home.
At home?
I bought my rugs, the ones that I have in there, came from At Home, and I love them. And they were very inexpensive for nice rugs. So
Okay. At home seems to be a pretty good store.
I think, is the Dump still around?
The Dump is still around, yes.
They have a lot of rugs too, pretty good prices if I remember right. So
Yeah, that's also a good place to go for furniture as well.
yeah,
But-
the At Home that used to be Garden Ridge, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think they're anywhere.
You know,
but
I've
Texas,
never
but
been in there.
Oh, they're
in an
great
At Home.
store.
I've never been in there.
they are a fantastic store. They have patio stuff. They have ficus plants. They have Christmas decor. They have dishes. They have lamps and vases and bedding.
And aisles of art frame.
Oh yeah,
artwork.
framed artwork. I mean, it's just anything that you want for decorating your home. They've got it, indoors and out. It's a really cool place to shop. I like it a lot. What are some other places y'all like to shop for home decor stuff?
I used to like Big Lots, but
Yeah,
the last couple of times I've been there, it has been kind of disappointing.
I felt the same way when I was there. When I was shopping for stuff for my mother for her little what do you call it? Well, for her apartment, and then when I had her in the memory care facility, we decorated her bedroom. Now I have shopped a lot on Amazon.
That's where I get all of my things, I think. Mostly because I just
Yeah.
Yeah,
type in a word and
I've bought
results
patio
appear.
furniture on Amazon. I don't even know what we've ordered all kinds of things. off of there.
Home Goods is pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Like if you,
yeah.
especially if you want like a certain aesthetic matching type kitchenware, you can go to Home Goods and they have everything by aesthetic pretty much. Like say if you want mermaid colors themed something, they usually have it all together, like
that's
all
kinda
together in
cool.
one. I mean, kind of Hobby Lobby
Target
is
used-
kind of the same way.
Target
as far
used
as
to have stuff like that too.
Yeah.
I do like Hobby Lobby like
Oh,
that
yeah.
because
they have everything by
the
aesthetic.
really big Hobby Lobbies
Yes.
where they have it kind of in the center, all
Yeah.
the decor stuff.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't like about Hobby Lobby, but I also do like it because it's like, oh, you want man cave Ford car stuff? There's a whole aisle of it. Oh,
Right.
you want superhero stuff? There's a whole aisle. Oh, you need princess or unicorn or rainbow hipster.
The beach stuff.
Yes,
or
they have it all in little organized
Mm-hmm.
things, and I like the metal stuff. What are the industrial farmhouse?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of looking stuff, and that's a really good place to get that kind of stuff. The metal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I when in my current apartment that I lived in, I do have one themed room, and that's the bathroom, and I made it mermaid themed. So I got all of my mermaid stuff from there, and it's very
Cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, we did when we moved into this house. Right before we moved in, I told Raina, the hall bathroom is going to be yours, and so let's make it pretty and let's pick out like matching towels and everything. So we went on Amazon and bought all the stuff that we could find, and we put some stuff on a wish list for later too. But we got like a pink shower curtain, pink matching towels. We got rose gold shower curtain hooks and stuff like that. And that was nice because it was just like type in rose gold shower curtain hooks, and there was like 50 different options.
And things that people bought with it, so you could compare.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I didn't think about buying a toothbrush holder like that or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like Amazon, because you don't have to go from store to store looking. You just type in what you want, and then it starts coming up, and you just kind of go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with Amazon sometimes would be the quality of some things that I receive, but they do return things really easily.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, and I have come to just read the reviews.
Yes.
And find out like who the real true like reviews that are make sense, you know, like, oh, I didn't like this product because the packaging was weird, you know, like, okay, I'm not gonna consider that as a 1-star rating. Yeah. I'm looking at like, oh, I bought this and it broke a week later, you know, and then I look how many other people said that. Okay, I'm not gonna buy that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. You have to really weed through the reviews.
Yeah, you do.
But it's worth it, because if you go to Home Goods or IKEA, you're not going to see those reviews when you're walking in the store. There's not reviews like all blasting in your face. All you can see is just that one product there. You're only looking at that brand, so you can't even really compare it to anything else.
Yeah.
So
one day in the future, when we're all connected to a computer, then we're going to walk into a store and see all of the reviews.
We won't have to
that's
walk
we'll
into the
use
store.
Retina bar scans, and we'll be able to scan the barcode, and we'll be able to see the data in our heads. I know
the AI is going to take over before that.
Days, yeah.
And we won't.
We won't be walking into the store. We'll be floating into the store.
We will be the battery for the AI.
Or no, you'll be laying in your bed, because you won't ever leave your bed, and everything will be delivered to you, so you won't need home decor.
You'll be in the Matrix.
You'll
be in the Matrix.
Right.
You'll be in the Matrix.
That's what I mean.
That one Bruce Willis movie where everybody
Surrogates,
was surrogates. Yeah, that's the future.
They're body doubles, basically. Yeah, they're meat suits that live their lives. Yeah. Wow, that was a departure.
I know. Well, I was thinking like where you were going with that, laying in bed and everything's delivered to you. I was like, well, that's how it is right now. You don't have to get out of bed to order Amazon.
No, you don't.
And then it's here 2 days later.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
For free.
You just need to get out of bed to go pick it up and unbox it.
I literally pay for Amazon every month just for the free shipping. Well, and the Amazon Prime Video.
You pay for it every month?
Oh, yeah. You can do it yearly, can't you?
Oh, I didn't even know you could do it.
Pay for it every month?
I know. I only pay for it yearly. I didn't know you could pay for it monthly.
Yeah, you can pay for it monthly.
How much do you pay a month, might I ask?
$12 to $16. I can't really remember that range.
That's about the same that I pay. It's like $100 and something.
Yeah, it was $99 when I signed up. So,
well, I got into the monthly thing back when I really wanted Amazon, but I didn't have $100 extra dollars or whatever to spare, 150, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I just pay monthly.
That's not bad, though. I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't know you could either. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've had Amazon Prime for like a really long time.
Yeah,
I know,
since it came out.
I've probably spent like $1,000 on it.
I remember I've had my Amazon, like I remember ordering on Amazon. Our first year in college, I ordered one of the textbooks on Amazon.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, Amazon's pretty cool. I buy this, buy that. And then I was like, oh, I can only buy like 4 things this year because I don't want to spend more than like $24 on shipping, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, I'll pay the $150 or whatever.
Now do you hate going somewhere else online to shop and having to pay for shipping?
It is robbing me.
Right.
I don't like it.
When I shop,
some
I
places
compare
do free shipping now.
I'll add up how much their shipping is versus how much it costs on Amazon with my Amazon Prime, because I've paid for my Amazon Prime a long time ago.
That's my biggest problem with
I buy so
Cincy,
much stuff.
Kristen, is that their shipping is so expensive.
That was actually who I was thinking of that I was being robbed from.
Yeah.
my own company. Yeah, but
yeah, I know.
Well, it's like
I charge shipping too from my Etsy shop, so.
Yeah, I look if I go to a website just like you and I compare, like if it doesn't have free shipping, I'm like, well, can I get this on Amazon or something similar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Oh, well, to go back to where we like to shop for our home decor, we hadn't mentioned this one yet, but I love picking up stuff at garage sales. I love
me too.
Okay.
estate sales and garage
antique stores
sales.
as well. Yeah.
Antique stores, because one of the other styles that I like is antique kind of look. I don't know what era, just that it's antique.
Victorian, maybe.
So yes, I've always loved Victorian style, and
Victorian Gothic.
I know, yes, I've always thought that would be so cool to have like a Victorian, like a drawing room, right? But the problem is that the furniture isn't that comfortable.
See, that would be fun, but it would be like if you have an extra room in your house that you never use, or maybe like a library or something like that, you know, a room that...
Well, that's basically what I did, because I have all these antiques that I love.
Yeah.
And so I have a room with an old brass daybed thing, and I have a, older furniture. I have a wooden shift robe in there, that's put together with dovetail joints and pegs. There's no nails in it. It's really old, but I don't want to get rid of it. I love it. So I just left that room in that kind of old aesthetic. And then when Ashley moves out, her room right now is going to become the gentleman's study. So Mark has a roll top desk. It's currently in my bedroom, but it's gonna eventually move in there with some like leather lounging chairs and the library shelves and just like a man's study, the smoking room or whatever you want to call it. Like in Victorian era type stuff. So
That would definitely be house goals, to have a big enough house with an extra room to just do cool antique furniture.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my design conflict also comes from, like the gypsy stuff and the antique like side versus like new, clean, sleek, and IKEA.
That's
modern.
why you have all that hidden in
the
one
modern,
room. Just kidding.
the kind of Italian and Swedish modern and stuff like that. Yeah, I like that too. I mean,
I'm the same way.
That's
I
what
like
I have in here
modern
in this
stuff.
craft room.
I like the modern stuff. I have a very modern desk, and I just bought another modern desk. But yeah, I do like the antique stuff as well.
Yeah, it's hard because they don't really match.
Well, that's why I
sometimes.
put
And
them
then
in
I fight
different
over-
rooms.
Yeah.
And I've had people say that's weird, but I don't know why it's weird, because the rooms don't function together at all. They're two totally separate rooms. They have their own personality.
Is it a person that really likes a matchy house? Everything matching.
I think
all
so.
the same
Everything,
furniture?
all of the houses. Well, I don't know. I've had several friends that have different aesthetics that have said that, and some of them are kind of matchy, like everything in the house is the same aesthetic. But sometimes, I don't know, not matchy, but it's still the same aesthetic, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's just kind of mine are so very different from each other that it's more than just saying that's the blue room, that's the green room, that's the yellow room.
Mm-hmm.
They're competing styles. So
yeah,
because you can't have the dark furniture, warm bedroom is completely different from the light and bright living room with white curtains and tropical plants. It's just totally different.
Yeah, tropical plants do kind of look weird if you had like a purple velvet goth bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gotta get some gothic plants. Maybe I don't know.
Right? Some ivy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So birds of paradise do not belong in a goth room. You would get ivy plants.
Maybe.
I think. Yeah. Or what's that one that's
Pothos?
Pothos.
You have to put your Venus flytrap.
Venus flytrap would be very cool in there.
Uh-huh.
And then your black magic roses, and then you're good.
Yeah. Oh, black roses, absolutely.
Or black calla lilies.
Oh yeah.
I don't even decor with flowers, and I'm over here talking about flowers.
I'm like, wow, Amber, you know a lot of flowers. I'm impressed.
She's been
No.
she's been searching them for her wedding.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. I know a lot more. Well, now that I've searched so many flowers and stuff like that, I now know what my favorite flowers are. So I like these. They look like black eyes. The anemones look like black eyes.
yeah.
I like them.
Weird.
I've
quirk.
always liked calla lilies, though. That is one that I've always liked.
Those are the ones that are like kind of pointy on the end.
No, they're
like
kind
a
of tall,
tube,
and they have
kinda
like a
almost like a-
tube.
Yeah.
A tulip, but a tulipy thing, but a lily.
It's like
yeah,
a
but they kind of
trumpet
go like this.
floral. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, you listeners. You're like, go like this. Yeah. But so right now, one of my goals for this year. So I was kind of thought this was cool. We were talking about this because one of my goals this year is to redesign or restructure our home in a way that the organization and decor fit our needs and our style.
Yeah.
So, and like I have these paintings that I don't really love, that I actually don't like. You were kind of talking about that earlier. Artwork that you may not be a big fan of, but you hang it up because
You have it.
you have it, right? Becoming, a young adult and moving out and living on your own, you start acquiring hand-me-downs from family. Like, hey, I don't want this anymore. Do you want it? Yes, I don't have a lamp. I would love your ugly 70s lamp. Thank you. And then you're like, wow, I'm almost 40 years old and I still have this lamp that I don't love. But I
Yeah.
have it. Yeah,
have a house-
you have
I
a
have
whole house full of that furniture. Yeah.
I
And
do.
that's really like our family is that way. Like the grandma gets a new couch, it trickles down.
Yeah.
And then it trickles down and it trickles down until like the youngsters have, great great grandmothers like, old
I think I've
side
bought
table, but
3, 4. Well, okay, not counting my office here because I did buy my desk and all my craft tables here, but in the rest of the house, I bought my bar stools. I bought my dinette table. We bought the table that the TV console stuff is on.
your bar chairs.
I said the bar chairs.
Oh, okay.
My bed.
Yeah.
I think that's all in my whole house.
And your China hutch you got from a garage sale.
I bought from a garage sale,
Oh,
so
you
it was
did?
used.
You said
That's
you
not
did?
new. I did say I bought the all the furniture in here was bought.
Yeah.
new. But
Except for the chair I'm sitting in.
oh yeah, that one was a neighbor handed me down. Do you want a chair? Sure.
Yeah. See, we're takers.
It's like one of the most comfortable chairs in the house. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm that way. Like, and my husband's the same way. We have our neighborhood or our city does curbside garbage pickup and for large items. And it's just kind of a thing in the city. Like, hey, you have something you don't want, but you don't want to haul it off to get it donated to like a resale shop or sell it online. Just put it out on the curb.
Somebody will come pick it up.
Someone will come pick it up. Put it out like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They come pick it up on Tuesday in our neighborhood. So
me
by
too.
Saturday, you can go driving around and there's all this stuff on the side. And when we lived in the apartment complex, there was a place designated for that. And my husband was always like, hey, there's a bookshelf. Do you want it? Like, yes, I don't have a bookshelf. And
oh yeah, my bookshelves because Mark built those for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
so we're at the point where I'm like, I don't love that. And it only sort of functions because it doesn't really, like, what our TV is on, there's no place for the game consoles and stuff. They're like
Right.
kind of off to the side. They're not even like in the same place where the TV is. And if we had a DVD player, there wouldn't be anywhere to put it, So we've kind of been thinking about like how we want to redecorate and take those paintings off the wall that we really don't like. We're just hanging them up there because otherwise we would have bare walls. And I just like one day I was thinking about it and I was like, I don't like those. I don't want them anymore. They're
Yeah.
still on my wall right now, but I've already decided that I don't want them. So when I do take them
Once
down,
you
I will be
detach
happy.
yourself from them, it becomes so much easier.
And
yeah.
I'm becoming more and more detached to the things that I have because I'm like, it's a decoration. I don't care if it matches or what. I just need things. Like, I'm getting rid of that, you know? Like,
yeah, you
maybe
only want
maybe
the
when we
cool
go on our
things that
road
you
trip,
want.
you should check out the art galleries and save some money
Yeah.
to buy some actual art that you love.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I do love is having art that I love.
Then
hanging
that's
on
one
my
thing that
walls.
Jason and I, especially when we went to New Orleans together last summer, we started buying art that we love,
Right.
art that we like. You know, not just some kind of random thing at Ross.
Right.
Yeah, random thing at Ross. Exactly.
Yeah.
That is it. I have this giant, like, metal art wall thing. It's, like, huge. It's, like, 8x8 or something. It goes on, like, a giant wall. And it's, like, hammered metal, sculpture-y kind of three-dimensional looking thing. And it's like, wow, that was really cool in the house that I lived in that had a giant wall because it needed something there.
Right.
So it was like, perfect. It was like on the curb. So it was like, free. I'm going to hang that up because then it looks more like a home and less like one person living in a 4-bedroom house all alone.
Right.
You know. Well, my brother was there, but he stayed in his bedroom. So it was like,
You're renting a room.
I needed to fill the house up. It was so empty and it was kind of lonely looking. And like, we didn't have a dining room table. It was like the whole dining room was empty. So it was like, okay, let's put this on the wall. It won't look so empty anymore. And I have that in my garage. And I'm like, I don't even want that anymore. I just moved it twice for no reason. So there's all the random decor. So I'm like ready to get rid of all the stuff that doesn't like fit my style anymore. I took around my desk, I had a bunch of like things, you know, that were like cluttering my desk. They were cute and cool things like paperweights and stuff, but I wasn't like in love with them. So I put them in a basket in the garage as kind of like a time will tell basket. And I figured if, you know, I could go like a few months without them, if I go out there and I go, do I want this back on my desk? No, I'm happy without it. Then I'll just get rid of it.
Well, and there's some people who do something like that and they keep those things packaged up and then they, as the seasons change or whatever, they go revisit those items and, you know, move them out of the time will tell box.
Right.
And put them out and enjoy them for a season and then put them back.
Yeah.
And then put something else out for a season and then put them back. And then you still get to enjoy those things without that clutter of having all of your things out on display all the time.
You know what I do every time I move? And this is funny. I don't, unless it's something like super sentimental that I don't want to break, I will tightly pack that. But everything else, I don't tightly pack. And whatever, and I let fate decide.
You play moving roulette.
Yeah, and I let fate decide if
it survives.
If it survives the move, then I'll revisit it when I get there.
Wow.
Yeah, the last time I moved, I definitely did that, but I also got rid of a lot of stuff the last time I moved. Now it's more like I kind of have to tightly pack some of the things because I'm down to the things that I love the most.
Yeah.
For the most part.
When we moved into this house, we moved from about a half mile up the street. And I carefully packed everything, but when we moved in, I had these boxes and we were going to pull up the carpet and repaint the walls, and I didn't want to put all my knickknacks out until we did that. You know? And so we moved into this house in 2004. And in 2021, was that when it was?
Yeah.
2021, we finally remodeled, ripped up the carpet, finished putting the hardwood the rest of the way into the living room, painted the walls, and so I was like, oh, I can pull those boxes out and put those things up. And I pulled them out and I found 2 or 3 little really small trinkets that I was like, oh, I forgot I had that. And I found, and one thing that I knew was in there that I had saved and treasured. And most of it, I went, I don't want that anymore. I've gone all this time without all this
It's
stuff
been
to
like
dust.
20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so
she
it's
gave me this potpourri dish that had like
20-year-old ancient potpourri in it.
20
Yeah.
years, yeah.
It was, I mean, yeah. It was nearly 20 years old. So, yeah, there was all this stuff. And it was just like, oh, obviously, it was the timeout box. It really was.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, after all this time, I really don't want it. And some of this stuff is still there, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to hang it because it is stuff that I was waiting all this time to hang up. I've just got to figure out where.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But I thought that was kind of amusing that
Yeah,
it sat there that long.
I've got a couple of boxes like that too, timeout boxes. I think I'm definitely going to go through my stuff and get rid of a lot more stuff for sure.
Yeah.
So Amber, on y'all's like wedding registry, do you have things like dinnerware and stuff like that? Or are y'all just going to marry all your plates and cups and
We haven't fully decided yet
mm-hmm.
because I had just recently, when I moved into my new place, I had just recently cultivated some polka dot, black and white polka dot dinnerware that I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
So, see, that's that one's really tough as well because I have like a couple of full sets of dinnerware, like, and one of them is really super sentimental that my grandma gave me, and it's hand painted, and they're the maximalist design, like very bright colors.
Yeah.
And then I have the black and white that, of course, they were on sale. Like, I didn't spend like a ton of money, but I really liked them because I like polka dot. And then I have like a few pieces of what was left of my parents' dinnerware set that they got when they got married.
Cool.
So I know, like, hey, everybody gets a dinnerware set when they get married, but I'm on the fence about it. Unless I find something really cool that I can't live without,
Yeah.
I probably won't.
See, we didn't get dinner like plates. We got silverware and cups.
Mm-hmm.
I do
had
want
picked out.
silverware.
Yeah, we picked out the cups, and the silverware was actually like a, hey, we accidentally bought 2 of these, so here you go. And it was like, yay, but it just happened like when we got married.
No, I thought that was...
No, silver.
The
I have
silver.
Yes. That was a gift. No,
Yes.
Terry gave us a box
Oh,
Well,
like a
I
set
have
of silverware.
silver that was
Yeah.
my mom's
Yeah.
also.
No, but we didn't get plates. And so I had a set of blue plates that I didn't like eating off of. And then when I lived with my previous roommate, she had like one of every different random plate in the world. So we had lots of plates, but they were all mixed matchy. And then when I moved in with Travis, he came with Raina's, kid cups and plates. And then he came with a couple of mitchy-matchy plates. And he is obsessed with this plate that is the Texas flag. And he loves to eat off of that plate. And then he brought home some glass plates, and I was like, nope. So I sent all but one of them back because everyone liked to eat off of that plate. And then we went to IKEA. So we ditched the blue plates and all the other mismatchy plates, and we went to IKEA and just got plain white plates. And that was nice for a while to have like
a whole set of
matching where every person at the table is eating the same thing, but they got really they didn't stay white. I liked it because, like I said, I really like that white, clean, I love your white tables in here that you have in your craft room, by the way. Makes it so bright, so clean looking. And the plates, they got all the fork and knife marks, they turned gray.
Right.
And now we have one that's chipped, and we have a bowl that broke, and I'm like, well, dang, those didn't last but maybe a year and a half. Well, I guess we've had them 2 years now. And I'm like, do I want to go back to everyone just having their favorite plate? and just
I like having multiple sets, and that's
it's
what
nice
I do.
to have like a matching set when you have company over, but
I have
That's
multiple
what I was
sets,
going with the polka dots.
Yeah,
like,
I have.
why
have-
make my husband eat off of a white plate when he really likes his Texas
I have
plate,
2 different sets of china that I use when I have really fancy company, and then I have some nicer stoneware that I use, for ladies' luncheons because they're the smaller size plates. And then in my kitchen, I have several. I have one set of. They're not Fiesta ware, but they look kind of like Fiesta ware in multiple colors. But it kind of gives that Mexican vibe, when you have those. And I have some other plates that were my mother-in-law's that are in those same colors, but they're just kind of a swirl. And we just kind of interchangeably use those, I have different ones that I like to eat on for lunch than what I eat on at dinner, and that's kind of what I imagine with your Texas flag plate. I think of that as the lunch plate. When one person is eating, they can go get their favorite plate.
That's what he does. Yeah,
and
he goes and grabs that plate every time.
That's what we do too. And I have a couple of plates that are left over from a set that I bought more than 20 years ago. There's only like 2 or 3 of the plates left and some of the bowls. And those are also, lunch plates because they're the perfect right size for making nachos. They're real shallow and flat. Mm-hmm. So, like some of the other plates are real curved, so they don't make nachos very well because the nachos all drift towards the middle.
Yeah.
So, I like those. I like having those different plates.
Yeah.
And
so that's more for like function,
yeah. But they're in the right colors, but they don't necessarily match each other.
You see, I would say that you don't, like I said, like you were talking about the favorite plate. I mean, it is nice to have like a matching set if you do have a dinner party or whatever, but like if you find a plate like Travis, if you find a plate that you like, then use it. I was just sitting here thinking that I have like a bowl that I really like that
I do too.
I won't let anyone else use it because that's my bowl.
Well, and I've seen, Decor magazines. My sister-in-law always has Architectural Digest and all these different kinds of decorating magazines and stuff. And I've seen many, many times where they will set their dining room table with an eclectic collection of china even. Mm-hmm. It's like mismatched pieces of china out of their fine china. That's what it is. And that would go with your maximalist thing where you find a teacup or a saucer that you really love and you just buy that one piece, or maybe a couple of pieces, maybe one whole place setting, but then you mix it and match it with other ones that make your one place setting. So
for sure, like I kind of want to go do that. Go to multiple antique stores and
junk
get
stores,
different china.
Buy one little set of with a cup, saucer, and a salad plate or whatever, and then go buy a different cup, saucer, salad plate and stack them all up, mix and match all together, and it looks really cool when you have that kind of a decor. It really does. And that's kind of what I was seeing, that trend in those, because they'll have a lot of antiques and just like heavily decorated, lots of really lush fabrics, heavy drapes, large pieces of furniture, the big chandeliers and large lamps and heavy chairs. And then they'll have this really heavily decorated table with this mismatched china. It's kind of cool looking.
I like it. I like that idea.
I like the idea of your polka dot plates. I think that's really cute and eclectic too.
Well, the ones that I got were on sellout from Hobby Lobby because they had kind of like they were kind of knockoff plates. Well, they were the same price from this one brand at Walmart that's called Time and Table. And they have like some really cool polka dot plates there, which I might eventually just go and get the whole set from Walmart because it's gone down in price. It's not that expensive anymore. And keep my extra polka dot plates to go along with it.
Now you made me think of the Pioneer Woman at Walmart. I'm a sucker for that whole
Your
look.
husband
Like the teal
is
He
a
is
sucker.
too, and that is the one
flowers.
thing that's like, okay, my husband likes it too, so maybe we should go for it. So
Yeah.
we started
I-
collecting some of the.
Those are some of the bright colors. I have some of her Pioneer
And
Woman stuff
it
too
all
because
matches,
of those bright
but
colors.
but you can do like mixy matchy because every season she comes out with a new print.
Right.
And so, like, the top side and the underside, like the bowls,
Mm-hmm.
have like a print on the inside of the bowl, and the outside is a different print. And then there'll be like 4 bowls in the set or whatever.
Right.
There's some things like this line will be like yellow with blue, and then the next season it's like red and blue.
Yeah.
So they still kind of match because she uses the same colors just in different prints.
Right.
So it's kind of like Vera Bradley. You
Yeah.
know, like you can look at it and you go, that's Vera Bradley. Same thing with Pioneer Woman. I really like that look too. Yeah. And it's also still kind of stays with that clean because you can just have a couple of items with that in a real like white kitchen. It makes it like really pop.
That's like my turquoise. I have in my dining room, I have a big wooden china hutch, and in it is a bunch of turquoise plates and dishes, and it's a whole set of turquoise, and they really pop with the brown. And then there's also some kind of cream, it's like bone color, probably bone china, that goes with it. But the Pioneer Woman had some clear glass fruit bowls in that teal turquoise color.
Yes.
And I have, I think 4 of those that are in there as well because they matched perfectly. And I like that. But all of that turquoise blends seamlessly with my Mexican tiles and colors in my kitchen, the hand painted ceramics and stuff, and the turquoise and stuff that I want to do out on the patio. So they just kind of go right from the dining room to the kitchen or to the patio.
Yeah.
So even though they're totally different styles.
Yeah, sounds awesome. Like, does anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
I think we've covered all of my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
I
we
think-
didn't mention like all of the different
Types of
of decor. So you'll
I
have
mean-
to. You should chime in the comments if we
Tell us-
missed one because I'm
I
sure we
mean-
were obviously skipping over some. Like,
Oh, sure. Like, I mean, we talked about maximalist. We talked about farmhouse.
we totally didn't talk about minimalist, but
Minimalist or
when-
cottage core, really. I mean, you
Yeah.
kind of mentioned cottage core, but we didn't talk about cottage core. I know a lot of people who are really into the cottage core stuff. So,
Yeah, I don't like it, so I didn't talk about it.
yeah. Well,
it's too hot here.
But
for
yeah,
cottage
let us
core.
know in the comments and let us know what your favorite decor style is for sure. And as always, if you are listening to this podcast, you're only getting part of the conversation. So go over to modernmusings.net and check out our blogs. Go to Facebook, like our Facebook page, and check out our chat group, MMC Chat, and talk about home decor with us there. Let us know what you like. Give us a comment on our blogs and let us know what you like. And while we're at it, what are we talking about next week?
next week we are talking about ASMR. What the heck is it?
Right?
And why
right?
would we want to talk about it?
I know. Well, that sounds interesting. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but I'll talk about it with
You can
y'all.
bash it or if you want.
Yeah. So come back next week and we'll talk about ASMR.
All right.
We would also like to thank Cake Mix Studios and Creative Audio Tech for our music and our equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see you
She
next
always
time.
She does it on purpose.
See
She
you.
does it.
I had to like hold back. I almost, yeah.
She pretends like she's holding back, but she's not.
Okay, guys. Bye.
Bye.